History News is yesterday's news today.
The year is 1932.
In entertainment news, we have January 10th. Mickey Mouse and Silly Symphony comics are syndicated. Philip Berry's Animal Kingdom premieres in New York City. Shanghai Express on February 3rd was directed by Josephine Sternberg, starring Marlene Dietrich, Clive Brook, and Anna May Wong, premieres in Los Angeles. On February 13th, Free Eats introduces George Spanky McFarland to Our Gang. February 15th, George Burns and Gracie Allen debut as regulars on The Guy Lombardo Show. March 29th, Jack Benny debuts on the radio on Ed Sullivan's New York interview program. April 12th, Grand Hotel, directed by Edmund Goulding and starring Greta Garbo and John Barrymore, premieres in New York City. May 2nd, Jack Benny's first radio show premieres on the NBC Blue Network. May 25th, Goofy, a.k.a. Dippy Dog, has his first appearance in Mickey's Review by Walt Disney. July 28th, White Zombie, the first feature-length zombie film, is released in the United States. Directed by Victor Halpern and starring a little-known man named Bela Lugosi. August 6th, the first Venice Film Festival opens up. On August 22nd, BBC begins experimental regular TV broadcasts. November 7th, the first broadcast of Buck Rogers in the 25th century is on CBS Radio. November 18th, Flowers and Trees, a cartoon short by Walt Disney, receives the first Academy Award for a cartoon. Same day, the 5th Academy Awards takes place, in which Frederick March and Wallace Beery have the first ever tie for Best Actor. And Grand Hotel wins Best Picture, while Helen Hayes takes away Best Actress. November 28th, Groucho Marx performs on radio for the first time ever. December 19th, British Broadcasting Corporation begins transmitting overseas. December 21st, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers star in their very first joint movie called Flying Down to Rio. On December 22nd, The Mummy, directed by Karl Freund and starring Boris Karloff, is released in the US as the first mummy horror film ever. Here's the weather report with our favorite on-location weather girl, Amy.
Thank you, Josh. Yes, it's February 11th and we are having some record-breaking weather here in Cleveland, Ohio, where the temperatures have reached 73 degrees, which is almost unheard of at this time of year. Back to you, Josh.
And now here's Chuck with the U.S. national news.
This is the news that was the news in 1932 in the United States of America. January 1st, the United States Post Office Department issues a set of 12 stamps commemorating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. On January 12th, Hattie W. Caraway was elected the first woman senator in Arkansas. On January 28th, the first U.S. State Employment Insurance Act was enacted in Wisconsin. On February 16th, the first patent for a tree issued to James Markham was for a peach tree. In February of 1922, the Purple Heart Award is reinstated. And February 24th, Malcolm Campbell drives a record speed of 253.96 miles per hour at Daytona. On March 24, the first U.S. radio broadcast from a moving train. On April 4th, vitamin C first isolated at King University of Pittsburgh. On April 19th, President Hoover suggests a 5-day work week. Wow. On May 14th, Al Capone enters Atlanta Penitentiary convicted of income tax evasion. And on May 14th, We Want Beer Parade is held in New York in protest of Prohibition. On June 6th, the Revenue Act of 1932 is enacted, creating the first gas tax in the United States at a rate of 1 cent per U.S. gallon. On June 22nd, Congress approved the Lindbergh Act, making kidnapping a federal offense. July 15th, U.S. President Hoover cuts his own salary 15%. On July 31st, George Washington Quarter goes into circulation. On August 14th, Philips makes its 1 millionth radio. And on November 8th, Franklin Roosevelt was elected 32nd President of the United States. On November 22nd, a pump that computes quantity and price delivered is patented. And finally, on November 24th, in Washington, D.C., the FBI Science Crime Detection Laboratory, better known as the FBI Crime Lab, officially opened.
Here's our weather girl on location in China.
Thank you, Josh. This is Amy Fogoros reporting live from China, where we are currently experiencing a 7.6 magnitude earthquake. Back to you.
Over to Stacy with news around the globe.
And now, the world news. On February 25th, Austrian immigrant Adolf Hitler gets his German citizenship. April 10th, Paul van Hindenburg is re-elected president of Germany in a runoff election against Adolf Hitler. May 9th, Piccadilly Circus, London, is first fully lit by electricity. May 20th, Amelia Earhart leaves Newfoundland as the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic and lands in Ireland the following day. August 18th, Englishman James Mollison is first to have a solo flight east to west across the Atlantic. August 24th, first transcontinental non-stop flight by a woman, Amelia Earhart. August 19th, Austria forbids demonstrations by both Nazis and anti-fascists. December 5th, German physicist Albert Einstein is granted a visa to enter the United States. And that's the world news.
Back to our on-location weather girl.
Hello, this is your local weather news girl reporting live December 11th in San Francisco, where it is currently 27 degrees and snowing.
Next is sports with Craig.
All right, let's talk about the sports of importance. On January 1st, the 18th Rose Bowl took place, with Southern California beating Tulane 21-12. Cricket, no. Charlie Conacher becomes the first Toronto Maple Leafs hockey? Nobody gives a damn about hockey. February 4th, third Winter Olympic Games opens in Lake Placid, New York. It is the first time dog sledding racing is officially part of the Winter Olympics Games as a demonstration sport. The USA enters Olympics with two-man bobsled competition. First time, and won both gold and bronze. U.S. bobsled team member Eddie Egan becomes the only athlete to win gold in both Summer and Winter Olympics. He won gold for boxing in 1920. On February 15th, the third Winter Olympic Games close. U.S. 6 gold, 4 silver, 2 bronze for a total of 12 out of 42 medals. America. Sonia Henny-Winnie, women's figure skating, blah, blah, blah. 6th straight title. Maple Leafs again. Hockey. 58th Kentucky Derby. No fun unless you're betting. All right. Ooh. Baseball. Apparently on May 16th, the Yankees won a 4th straight shutout, equaling a record set by Cleveland and Boston. On June 3rd, Lou Gehrig, the first player to hit 4 consecutive home runs, allowing the Yankees to beat the Philadelphia A's 20-13. Cubs shortstop Bill Georges is shot twice in Chicago by a spurned girlfriend. Ha! Hell hath no fury like a scorned woman, am I right? The first Curtis Cup. Wait, women's golf next. Cleveland Municipal Stadium opens and the Philadelphia A's beat the Indians 1-0. On August 14th, the 10th Olympic Games at Los Angeles closes with the USA taking home 41 gold, 32 silver, and 30 bronze for a total of 103 medals out of 346 possible. September 13th, New York Yankees clinched their 7th American League pennant. And then on the 20th, Chicago Cubs clinched the National League pennant. On September 28th, 1932 Baseball World Series opens with the Chicago Cubs versus the New York Yankees. The Yankees beat the Cubs 12-6. October 1st, the World Series moves to Chicago. In the 5th inning, Babe Ruth waits. After having 2 strikes, points to the stands and hits a home run all the way down the center field bleachers. On October 2nd, the New York Yankees sweep Chicago Cubs in the 29th World Series. Finally some football. On October 2nd, Washington Redskins, then known as the Boston Braves, play their first NFL game and lose 14-0 against the Brooklyn Dodgers. November 12th, in the 10th College Football Crab Bowl Classic, Navy beats Maryland 28-7 in Baltimore. On November 19th, Joe Kershala scores 71 points in a college football game. That's impressive. December 3rd, 20th CFL Canadian Football League Grey Cup. Hamilton Tigers defeat the Regina Rough Riders 25-6. Does it really even count if it's Canadian football? And finally, December 18th, the Chicago Bears, beat the Portsmouth Spartans 9-0 in the first ever NFL playoff game. That's all of the sports of importance.
Now there's one event that we have yet to mention. It is the most important event that happened in 1932. We take you live to our location crew in the year of 2017. Over to you!